insane. Eeny, meeny, money, more. I catch a whore, I got her toe. And if you wanna let her go, you bout to see this chopper blow. I run this shit just like a game, I can't stop now. I got the film, I just can't hang around all your lame. Just last week I just fucked your dame. Stacking another guap, let the body.
What's going on, everybody? This is and we're back with another Witcher recap and review. This one is going to be for season 1, episode 7, Before a Fall. And this one is loosely based on the short story, The Sword of Destiny. And this is where, more or less, as I predicted in the previous review, where all the timelines are converging, and we are finally more or less caught up with everything. So we find out in this one, spoiler warning again, spoiler warning for all the episodes up until now, especially in particular episode 7, since this is what this recap and review is about. So we start off with, we learn that this is actually based on the short story, and in that short story, Geralt has a dream about Ciri, and he goes to Cintra to be like, hey, what's going on? I have this bad feeling. I'm getting this really bad vibe. I feel like Ciri's in trouble. So, just let me just take care of her. Let me just come and protect her, and that's it. I'm not here to steal your child or whatever. I'm just here to, protect her, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And what's nice is that Queen Calanthe, she's back, that old goose. Yeah, she tries to kill this dude. She hires 8 assassins, or I think it was 8 assassins to kill him. He, of course, doesn't die, because duh. He uses the mage Mousak as bait, and he's like, hey, you want to come at me? You gotta go through him first. And so they're like, hey, I'm getting paid, so I don't care who dies in the process. And so they rush both of them. And so, of course, Mousak, to protect himself, teleports them both and brings Geralt to Queen Calanthe. They have a discussion, and he's basically saying like, hey, I had a bad dream. You should probably listen to me, because I know what I'm talking about. So, like, the baby is mine anyway, technically by law of surprise, I'm here to come protect her, so like, give me the child. And so that happens. Then she tries to trick him by pulling a switcheroo, giving her a fake child. And you get the sense, well, I mean, I saw it right off the bat, the hair was completely different. So I with my, insight, saw that it wasn't really Ciri. Most of you may have picked up on that as well, because they didn't show her face. If it was really Ciri, it would just show her face, no problem. But of course, they waited for the reveal. You find out, oh my god, it's not really Ciri. And so Geralt, he kind of gets the vibe that, hey, this doesn't really seem like it. But yeah, we find out what happens to Ciri's parents. They died in a boat crash, so really frozen type of parents dying. Anyway, so that goes on. And Queen Calanthe is basically like, hey, Nilfgaard, why would they do that? They ain't shit. So she has this pride that, because, prior to that, the last time they saw Nilfgaard, they were just some backwater town and some backwater kingdom, not really relevant. But now, thanks impartially to the works of Yennefer, Nilfgaard is now badass. Because Yennefer was supposed to go to Nilfgaard, but she changed herself, made herself look pretty, so she ended up going to one of the other kingdoms in the north, I believe, or it was in the south. And so the other mage, she ended up going to Nilfgaard, and she really came out of her shell and kind of like started tapping into dark magic, fire magic, all this dark thingy, these other side of the other side of the Force, as they would say in the Jedi Order. So that, as you know, the Jedi with the light side, and the dark side isn't necessarily evil, but they tapping into that. They're dipping their toes in the dark magic and all that stuff. So that was the Yennefer tie-in there. So Yennefer is accidentally the cause for the sack of Cintra that we saw in the first episode. So yeah, we did get a few scenes where Geralt, we find out that Geralt was there the whole time. Since episode 1, he's been there technically. And we did see that, hey, he was also, he's seen Cirilla. So he knows how Cirilla looks like actually now. So because the fake one went outside, talked to her friends, be like, hey, I'm leaving, bye bye bye. She bows to Ciri and says, Your Majesty, and that's kind of what clues Geralt into, like, oh, that's the princess. Although I would assume that he would have been able to figure it out even without her bowing. We did see him touch his medallion, which is a little sign that, hey, you know, because in the, I don't remember if it was in the books or in the game or both, but his medallion does, you know, pulse whenever there's monsters around, that kind of stuff. So, you know, there's a little warning thing right there. So I don't know if that's a little bit of destiny or whatever. And we saw that Queen Calanthe, she refuses to give up Ciri because she has this beef with Destiny. She's like, I can do my own destiny, all that stuff. Which you can't really blame her because of all the things that happened with Dooley and her daughter Pavetta, you know. So, I mean, you kind of see that. But yeah, I'm going to keep this review short because it's not really much. We do see Ciri, she's coming into her own. She steals a horse. She ends up running into the kids that she used to play with, maybe like not even a few weeks prior to, you know, the events of what's going on now. So they're kind of coming after her. She gets this weird like elder blood snap activation type thing where she starts spitting out prophecies and blah blah. We hear her scream and it fades to black and it's like, whoa, what's going on? We do back onto the Yennefer side. We actually see that she's back to the Conclave. She went to go see her ex-lover after, you know, the whole thing with Geralt happened, and you know, maybe she's trying to like prove that she can fall in love with someone else, or maybe just find comfort in an old friend or an old friend with benefits, that kind of thing. So, but he refuses her because he's moved on, and you know, that kind of stuff. Then another mage ends up convincing her to go back to Eretura, where she learned all her magic and stuff like that. And we find out that there are some preppy white kids going to this magical school now. So Hogwarts is accepting preppy white kids who have a lot of money, who will be going there to try to become mages, but they don't really have the talent. In the words of Yennefer, have the magical talent of a leather shoelace. Kind of tough. They're gonna end up as eels. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. It did bring everything full circle. I like how they brought everything. Geralt unfortunately did not get to reach Ciri in time before they left, before she escaped the Sintra. She did see Queen Calanthe. She heard him fall. He heard her fall, and so he looked and was like, "Oh shit, she's dead. It's crazy. What the fuck?" But you know, that happened. But yeah, all in all, I enjoyed it. Tied everything in. I believe I covered everything that was pretty much relevant. But yeah, of course, the next episode, before the episode is over, before the season finale is over, I definitely see that Ciri and Geralt will meet. I do hope that Yennefer and Geralt meet, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't see it happening anymore. But I can easily see that Geralt and Ciri will definitely see each other. Very interested in the political intrigue that's going on. We didn't get to touch on the political intrigue of the realm as much as you would have like on a show like, I'm sorry, but I gotta reference it, Game of Thrones. At this point in the season, the first season, you had a lot of political intrigue. You had the whole clip that chaos is not a pit, chaos is a ladder, that kind of thing. That whole like political intrigue was like, ooh, and I like the little politics inner working of that thing where they, you know, you have very few select powerful characters that are pretty much playing a chess game, that kind of thing. So I like that, but I hope we get to see more of that in the next season that will be airing either later this year or next year. So it sucks that we gotta wait for that all until then for the season 2. But of course, that was it. Anyway, that's it for my review. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought. If you enjoyed my reaction, you can hit the like button, subscribe, and share. If you did not, that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, but you can hit the like button, subscribe, and share anyways. And let me know how I can improve for you guys. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely do so at patreon.com/JoeToTheEnd. I have a Twitch channel. If you would like to watch me play some Jedi Fallen Order, you can definitely go do so at twitch.tv/JoeToTheEnd. That's where I will be streaming all the games that I play on the Xbox. If case you're wondering, join to the end. If you want to add me, play GTA with me or whatever, all of that good stuff. But yeah, make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends. Let's get the subscriber count going up, so let's get this YouTube money rolling in, so I can produce more content for you guys. And yeah, that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Boom!
Niggas be bugging, nickname is Downer cause these niggas decking. Got 14 days, my nigga a Fortnite. Guns that you blastin' only on Fortnite. Chopper gon' grind you niggas like port runs. Ho call me Batman, nigga the Dark Knight.